Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to another video. This is the team selection for game week 7. This video is going to be short, probably my shortest video ever, because I feel like it's straightforward, not much thinking to do. The team is ready. I played the wildcard last week. Not going to make any transfers, and no need to waste your time and my time making this longer. So I'm going to go straight into it this time, and just quickly talk about my team and just brief thoughts. Let's go to Fantasy app. Go to Fantasy over here. Let's go to Pick Team. So this is it. This is what I had. As I said, straightforward team for this week. I don't feel like there's too much to talk about and ramble. There's going to be weeks when there's going to be a lot to discuss. Like last week, for example, when I played the wild card, there was a lot of information I had to put through, and probably a lot of things I wanted to say which I didn't cover because, as you know, I make these videos on the spot. I don't plan, I don't make a script or anything because I don't have the time. I just put on the camera, start recording. It is what it is. If I make any mistakes, that's it. You've probably noticed sometimes I just misread the games, and I'm like, anyways. So I have a double Arsenal defense with Raya and Gabriel, which very happy to have. I've had them since the beginning, or I had Saliba instead of Gabriel, but I switched to Gabriel in the wild card because I feel he's been more threatening from the corners, Gabriel, this year. Looks like all of the set pieces, Gabriel is being the attacker. He always stays a bit outside, then makes a run in behind the far post. Until the other teams figure it out, I'm going to keep him there because it looks good, and I think Southampton, arguably the worst team this season in the Premier League. So I think a clean sheet. I was expecting a clean sheet against Leicester as well, but it is what it is. At home, Arsenal tends to be a bit less careful or careless. They are in the defense. I don't know why that is. Away from home, they're just incredible. But happy with that. And I've got Rico Lewis against Fulham. Unless we hear something that he's going to get benched or anything, he's going to be there. I have Van der Berg from Brentford in the bench. So he could come in. They're playing Wolves at home. That's a decent match. It could be a clean sheet there, but yeah. I have some options. Also have Konza, who's playing Man United, which on paper it looks like a tough game, and it would be any other season, but Man United does not look good this year at all. But they need to bounce back, so I'm always afraid of the weeks like this. So I'm going to keep Konza on the bench, I think, most likely. Even though they kept a clean sheet against Bayern Munich. Jesus Christ. I mean, Villa beat Bayern Munich. Let that sink in. First Villa in the Champions League, and then beating Bayern Munich, the giants of Europe, at home 1-0, and keeping a clean sheet as well. That was an incredible game last night. So happy for Villa, but I've got the double Villa in the bench for now. Things might change. Anyway, Colwill to Nottingham Forest at home. Another, I feel like, a good game. I mean, Chelsea, they might concede just like last game. They seem to be playing very attacking football and not similar to City, what City had been doing last season and they're doing this season. They don't really care about the clean sheets that much. Of course, nobody wants to concede, but they're not going to be like Arsenal. Arsenal, when like you saw the game again in Champions League against PSG. 2-0, game over. They just retract, and they're so good defending as a team. They just stay back, and they don't go for more goals and keep it open in the back, because that's not how Arsenal does it, which is why I trust them for the clean sheets and not the other team. So same with Chelsea. They dominated Brighton last game, but they still conceded 2 goals. So it is what it is. I think Nottingham Forest at home is a decent game, so they might be a clean sheet there. Again, I have Van der Berg on the bench, so I can rotate with them, but I think I'm going to go with this one and just not overthink it, because I've been overthinking the last 2 weeks anyways. On midfield, I have Semenyo, Leicester away. Decent match. That's why I brought him in for these 2 matches. After that, their games is playing Arsenal home, Aston Villa away, and City home. That's horrible run. So it's most likely going to be sold for McNeil, which was the plan initially. Then I have Saka at home. I feel like Saka is due a haul because he's been returning almost every game week, except even last week, if you remember, he got an assist initially and then they removed it later. But as you can see here, yeah, first game week he got 12 points. It's the only double digit he's had this season so far. And then 6 points against Villa, 6 points against Brighton, 7 points against Tottenham, 4 points against City, And then Leicester, the only game he blanked, basically. Well, he got 1 bonus points anyways, but he's been returning every game week, super consistent, but not holding. So he's still below Buemo and Palmer on total points. Palmer, obviously, just last week got 25 points. But I feel like Southampton at home, this is the game if Saka is going to do something big. Buemo, Wolves at home, again, another no-brainer. That's why we brought Buemo in. Their fixtures are amazing. So I'm not going to think too much until probably here, game week 14, is going to stay on the team. And then Palmer, Nottingham Forest. I'm so happy to have suddenly Palmer becomes the talk of the town. Nobody was bringing him in the wild card. And it's funny, I've been seeing a lot of drafts these last few days from teams from a lot of the content creators, and just a lot of them saying like, "Oh, that it's impossible to fit Palmer in unless I downgrade Saka or Solanke or Haaland." And I'm like, why? It's just I feel like the only thing I don't have on my team, the highly owned player, the most elite FPL players have, most of them, if not all, is Trent. And I was happy to go without Trent at the beginning of the season, and so with my wildcard, because yes, he could return big every now and then, but I just feel like he's not the same Trent as he was a few seasons ago. And I don't want to rely on his attacking or clean sheets just to get points when you can get any 4.5 defender. So I'm very happy to sacrifice. If he does well every now and then, I'm just going to eat it, You can't have it all. But I feel like just not having Trent, I have everyone else. I mean, I have double Arsenal defense just like anyone else. I have Saka just like anyone else. I have Haaland just like anyone else. I have a Jackson who could be Solanke. It's like anyone else. So super strong on attack. Very good on midfield. And I have Palmer. So you could afford it. And I'm so happy. I think I was so happy to deal with the price changes from the game week. I think it's important. Probably going to use the same strategy next year. I think from game week 1 to game week 5, 6, it's important to chase those price rises, because after that it's going to slow down. People are not going to be as reactionary, and it's not going to have many transfers to do. So I feel like once you get over that, and then you have so much more flexibility. Now all of my team here, almost all of them have increased in price. I mean, Palmer just this week increased. If you go like Buemo, I bought him for here. We can go on the list, and it says. So let's go from let's say here. Where's the purchase price selected? Anyways, let's not talk about that because the video is going to be longer. So I'm going to keep it short. But Raya has increased. Gabriel has increased. Luis, because I bought him for 4.6, has increased. Semenyo has increased. Saka has increased. Buemo has increased. Palmer has increased. Haaland has increased. Jackson has increased. Calvert-Lewin has increased. Rodgers has increased. So all of these have increased in price. And I sold also others that had increased before dropping. So I really was very smart, I feel, with the price. And I'm very comfortable with my team now, even though I have 1.5 million rank, which isn't horrible considering how many other FPL content creators, their ranks are 2 millions and some 4.5. I've seen crazy shit. This season has been insane so far. Very happy to have this team. I feel like I have 2 free transfers already, and next week I'm going to have 3. That's going to be the first time since I started playing FPL. Well, obviously that's only this season that they increased the number of players you could roll, but it's going to be the first time ever I have 3 free transfers. It's going to feel nice, and most likely probably going to have 4, to be honest, because I don't see myself making a transfer the game week after that. I know Palmer plays Liverpool away, but I think I'm going to keep him anyways. Let's see how it goes, but that for next week. On attack, I have Calvert-Lewin with Newcastle at home, Nicholas Jackson, Nottingham Forest at home, and then Haaland with Fulham at home. Again, all home matches barring Semenyo. That was also one of my plans in the wild card. I wanted to get all the players that had 2 home games consecutively, except City played away, but either way. That's it. The captaincy is on Haaland, to be honest. A part of me doesn't want to captain Haaland because I have 3 good candidates this week, which doesn't happen very often. You have Saka with Southampton at home. Very juicy fixtures. As I said, Southampton probably the worst team so far in Premier League. And I said Saka is also dual hold, so that could be a very good captain shout. I really want to go there. Or Palmer, which, yes, it feels a bit like a knee-jerky, and you would think he wouldn't repeat twice in a row scoring 3 or 4 goals, but you never know. Nottingham Forest, they've not been the greatest. Up and down, really. They lost at home to Fulham last week, so he could score again a lot of goals. But I feel like Haaland as well. I don't want to miss out because, if this is the risk. If Haaland does really well and then Saka or Palmer don't do as good, I'm going to have a significant rank drop, and I don't want to risk it so early in the season. It's boring a bit. I don't like myself for doing it, but it is what it is. I just feel like too early to do some. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with Haaland, to be honest, because Fulham at home is not a bad game, and Haaland he blanked last game week, so probably he's going to want to score goals. That's what he does. And then on the bench I have Konza Rogers, which, again, as I said, I don't feel comfortable because Man United have been bad. Had Man United been decent, I would have been like, okay, I'm going to bench them obviously going to bench them. But I feel like now, let's see, they play tonight, Man United. Let's see what they do. But a part of me wants to play Rodgers, and I could bench like this, wouldn't be bad. But I feel like now I invested in Calvert-Lewin. It's just a shame to keep him Newcastle at home. That could be a difficult, tricky fixtures. And I could play him after that. So yeah, I think the only change that could happen before deadline is benching Calvert-Lewin for Rodgers. That's it. But for now, let's put him back here. This is how the team is looking like. Really not much more to talk about, to be honest with you. I don't know. Everyone is in different situation, but I think most people have played the wild card game week 6 anyway. If you haven't and you want to play this game week, I don't think it's going to look much different than this. Probably want to bring Palmer in now, knee jerk, but just to remind you, because that my thing with bringing Palmer, I brought him short term, or the aim was to bring him short term for 2 game weeks and then sell him for Diaz and then upgrade something else. But after Nottingham Forest at home, he's playing Liverpool away, Newcastle at home, Man United away, and Arsenal at home. Those are not very easy fixtures, so we'll see about that. We'll see what we do. I mean, he's called Palmer to the end of the day, on penalties as well. So, yeah, this is it. Not much to talk about. As I said, pretty straightforward. Probably. I'm hoping I get another green arrow because I'm on the back of a green arrow. Yeah, I went on because on my last video, Semenyo hadn't played and he, as I predicted, scored, but not anything crazy, 7 points. But that took me 7 points took me from 1.9 to 1.5, 400,000 places, only 7 points. I mean, the difference between 1 million and 4 million is probably, 40, 45 points. Nothing crazy, which is insane. Like with a Palmer captain last week, you could have jumped 2 million rank because 50 points or more maybe. That's how small the margins this season are. It's incredible. That's why maybe a lot of elite FPL players are so down low in the ranks because they're following how they play their games, following the templates, highly owned players, looking at the XG and all the data from the AI. And the casuals are doing pretty well because they're going for the, likes of Palmer, who've been for a long time, and Salah and everything else, Watkins. But yeah, that's it for this game week. Thank you so much for watching again. Like and subscribe if you enjoy my videos. Your videos, I was going to say. Yeah, and see you on Monday probably for the game week review. Bye. Subscribe. Come on. Just do it. I'm waiting. Just do it.